Well, good morning, Soul Tribe. We're looking at the daily messages for the 23rd of April. I hope you're all doing amazingly well. Let's go forward and have a look and see what Spirit wants to bring forward today. We are in Taurus season now. You may be feeling the energy is super light or a lot lighter than it's been, right? Because we've been through all those transits in April and in Aries season, that powerhouse of, I want to say struggle for some, because that word struggle is definitely coming through. We have the card of indecision. It came out in the reverse, so we'll talk about these cards shortly. Yeah, I mean, if you haven't been able to make a decision in the recent past, that is definitely something coming to light, or more clarity on a situation that's been going on. Of course, we've had those planetary alignments in April as well. You've got the card of participation, although that also came out in the reverse. If I feel it needs to be in reverse, I'll honor that, okay? So I do feel that these cards are sort of like recent past energy coming out of that Aries season into Taurus season. You could have felt like you really wanted to be in hermit mode. You could have been doing this because you had a decision to make. There could have been a struggle. I got the word struggle before. And the rabbits on this card, I'll show you the cards in a second. We're just going to pull a couple more. Do talk about fertility, but you know, if you look at the Rider-Waite-Smith Empress card, which is depicted, Taurus depicted, there is a rabbit in the corner. And also the Queen of Pentacles, which is the Taurus energy, as well as Capricorn, Virgo, but that earthly energy. So I feel that any indecision that you have, there's some sort of fertility growth, right? Because rabbits are a symbol of growth, fertility, Easter as well. Obviously all the little bunnies and the eggs and things for Easter time, which was at, I'm pretty sure, the end of March, beginning of April in the Aries season. So if you have had, you may be, I'm going to say you may have been struggling with some sort of loyalty or integrity, either you towards another or another towards you. You may have been really in like not wanting other people's opinions, really wanting to be in hermit mode to be able to make some sort of decision. And I actually really feel that this is past energy, guys. I don't feel that this is an energy of right now, okay? I feel it's more like what's happened in the recent past, and then needing to be in that hermit mode, not needing opinions from others, so that you're making the decision that you need to make on your own. I want to say on your own terms, within your own integrity, okay, within your own integrity. And right now, because I feel that I'll show you the rabbit card, the indecision. Like I said, it came out in the reverse. So a decision that you found hard to make, that could have involved others, because there's more than one rabbit, right, on this card. There's also this card of solidarity with participation, which is other people, lots of other people's hands in a situation here. You've tried to stick to your integrity, but this also came out in reverse. I want to acknowledge that, but I want to put it in the upright, because this is sort of an integration. Now, integration, there is a card called integration in this deck, and it's all about how the light codes right now, and you know, the solar flares and all that energy that came towards Mars and Earth most recently in the past few days, right? How you able to integrate those light codes into your physical 3D being, right? And really at a spiritual deep level, get an upgrade. And also things are changing, so which tells me things are definitely changing in your life, okay? Intention, Sagittarius energy. I do feel that this is, and it's the number 4, which is April. We're still in April, which does talk about like making that decision and being very intentional with carrying out the steps after making the decision, okay? Being able to say, right, I've made this decision, I've made it on my own, I've acted with integrity, although I may have struggled with that, okay? And now I know what I need to do. Now we have a full moon coming up at the beginning of May, on the 1st, 2nd of May, depending upon where you are in the world. And I feel that you'll be doing a lot more reflection between now and then to make sure that this decision, what you intend to happen, to carry forward into this new astrological year, right, is exactly what you want, okay? And I'm getting sort of magician energy, so we will clarify with tarot, but it's sort of like, there's a sort of having the upper hand feeling here, like you've made this decision, you've made it alone, and you have some sort of eggs in one basket. I'm also hearing like maybe you're thinking about different or certain things you need to do, but not necessarily putting all your eggs in one basket, okay? We have the Empress energy. I love this. Yes, we are in Taurus season. This also talks about Libra. You could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra, but this is more like self-worth, okay? Now, it's the number 16, which breaks down to a 7, the most spiritual number in tarot, in numerology. And this is really claiming your self-worth by integrating what spirit is bringing forward. So you're possibly getting a lot of rest with dreams and even like through meditation as well. And being able to integrate that spiritual energy and talk to your spirit guides and so they can help you. So if this hasn't happened yet and you have a decision to make, take your time. Taurus season is all about taking time. I love you, Taurus, but if you're watching, it's a lot about taking your time to know what that means to you, to be to have integrity to yourself and your own decisions, and to make that decision alone and then set that intention. And I think a lot of it's got to do here with your self-worth and building. I'm hearing building the self-worth. So there's possibly been a lot of self-esteem issues, self-confidence issues, not knowing in the past whether the decision you need to make had to have somebody else's input or not, okay? So I love this energy. I think that it's very progressive energy. And then you have the card of intimacy. So for them, so for some of you, this may be to do with a person, another person, even in a romantic sense. When this card comes up, it's very romantic. It's very intimate, the lovers type of energy. It is Gemini energy. And it's the number 19. And the number 19 is the sun, right? 9 and 1 is 2, and this is 2 people here on this card. But on the opposite, on the shift of this, right, is the shadow side. So you've got this beautiful color and light and intimacy and complete love. But then the shadow is underneath, the shadow side of this intimacy. Where is somebody triggering you, possibly? And if you have a decision and a choice to make around a partner, a person, a current relationship, someone you're seeing, someone you're married to even, you need to put yourself first right now. Maybe you're setting some boundaries, because he has the bow and arrow, and then the target is here, okay? So you're hitting some sort of nerve possibly with someone by putting yourself first, or you're setting a boundary. This is exactly what we need to intend to be doing. This is my intentions for the relationship. This is so this is, it can be obviously about different areas in your life, but love is coming through here. And putting yourself first and making a decision, especially if it's, to do with romance, not having anyone else sway you or like put their opinion, but we should be doing this in our relationship. No, I do feel that there's a lot of what is the right thing to do in this, more over what someone else thinks or your partner thinks about it, okay? Let's pull some tarot. Okay, what is this indecision and doing this on your own? The Hierophant, yeah, very Taurus. There's a lot of Taurus energy coming through today. You could be a Taurus watching. But this is Taurus season, right? You've got very strong with the Worth card, Empress energy, which is Taurus, and now you have the Hierophant that came straight out, which is Taurus. that stairway to heaven, right? That stairway to, yeah, I mean, struggle is coming through again. It could be a struggle, especially if you're like creating a new space in your life or a new life. Perhaps you're leaving a relationship, a job. And the Hierophant can talk about work as well. It's very, he's really happy there though, right? So I do feel the decision you make, if you're making it now or you've recently made it or you still haven't, you have to make this decision alone. And it may feel like an uphill climb. And it could be very much so an uphill climb if you continued with what's been going on, or the life that you've always been sort of like living here. Okay, what else do we have here with the Hierophant? Two more on the Hierophant, please, Spirit. And that discipline of one step in front of another, as long as you have integrity, setting that intention, right? And moving towards what's super important. And then you have another Taurus card, Knight of Pentacles. And I was looking at this card yesterday and sort of meditating on it, looking at this is very alignment of chakras. And if you look, all these pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles, they're all in a line. We've just had the alignment. Perhaps something happened, the energy around the alignment, where you were, I want to say, very fatigued for some of you and got the rest you needed to be able to get some sort of clarity, either through dreams or just through having the rest and being wide awake, like in the day and or at night, if you're a night owl. Yeah, having that alignment happening as you go through a possible struggle to make this decision alone. And the reason I keep saying making it alone, because especially if it's a choice in a relationship, it can be a job too, fit it to your story. But we have the Empress, we have integrity, which came out in the reverse, which I wanted to put in the upright, right next to this Empress energy, which is very like self-nurturing, self-care. And because the participation card with others came out in the reverse. So it's very much so making this decision alone, making it so it's an alignment and integrates to what you want to bring about. And, you know, if this involves others, that you have integrity towards others as well, and this is very much doing the right thing energy. I almost like seeing Libra, and Libra is connected to Taurus in like the tarot, in the Empress energy especially. And Justice card, of course. Let's see what else comes out here. So being intentional. There's something here about having more fun as well, and dropping into your heart space, right? King of Cups and the Ten of Cups, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, very strong Scorpio energy here. For a lot of you being around water, I mean, we've just been in fire. We've now, you know, with Aries, we've just moved into earth energy, okay? So having some water, incorporating literal water even into your life, bodies of water, being around water, meditating on your chakra system, really putting into your heart chakra here with the Ten of Cups, and needing to make this decision from a very, I wouldn't say selfish level, although selfishness doesn't have to be bad. The word selfish is very much depicted as like, oh, you're selfish, but it's not like, it's putting yourself first. And that's taken a long time to learn for me, okay? Putting yourself first, making the decision on your own, getting in alignment, working on your heart chakra, knowing that, you know, whatever decision could bring you into a different path, a different road. I'm seeing the Three of Wands or even the Two of Wands in my mind's eye. But knowing that if you make this decision and make it alone, there's a lot of abundance of love coming in many different ways. And of course, that's just, you know, going to come up in the near future in the readings, because it's not really showing through what that actually means for you. But in particular, like specifically, Queen of Swords, being very intentional, I'm getting the word intentional, focused, driven. And, you know, after making this decision, whatever this is, as long as you have integrity and it's from a heartfelt space and you make it on your own, so many beautiful things can come from this, because you have the Ten of Cups, okay? Anything else, Spirit? Show me the Queen of Swords energy. What's here for the Queen of Swords? Yeah, Nine of Cups. And having the strength. Wow, Leo energy. So having this, I want to say super strength or superpower. It's like she's jumping here off this cliff. She could fly. Okay. Coming from that heartfelt space to make any decision, having the strength to really step into your power and being very intentional, okay? And setting boundaries, especially in romantic relationships or, you know, decisions you have to make in regards to that, because we've got this intimacy card here in the Lovers, so definitely could be to do with love. That was your reading for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you tomorrow.